What's up, guys? I'm out here working on the ST again. The Chevy is observing for quality control, and I wanted to shoot this video real quick just to put you guys onto something. There's my passenger side converter laying on the ground. The driver side one is off yonder in the workshop. And I'm out here in the driveway because both bays of this big old garage are being taken up by two of my other pieces of shit. So, but anyways, I wanted to shoot this video to put you guys onto something. A lot of you guys I see doing downpipes. I saved the best for last. Some people I see you guys doing them yourselves. Other people might take them to a shop. I know Josh comes by and does a lot for you guys. He's probably done so many now he can do it blindfolded with his hands tied behind his back. But I'm not shooting this video to call anyone out. I'm not trying to say that my way is better, this person's doing it wrong, yada, yada, yada. But the general consensus is that you need to drop the subframe to get them out. And I can see how that would intimidate a lot of people. Some people, they might not feel they have the mechanical expertise to do that. Some people, they don't want to risk throwing off their alignment. Some people might feel it's just too much work. They don't have the time, or they don't want to bother with it. But with that being said, let's head up under here and I'm going to show you guys something. All right, passenger side converter, gone. That itty bitty little turbo. Driver side converter, gone. The subframe has not been touched. Let me get up on these bolts for you guys, because I know how some of you guys are. I can see you saying, oh, he probably dropped the subframe and then put it back in just to troll us all. No, I did not. Subframe has not been touched on that side. Subframe has not been touched on this side either. You do not need to drop the subframe to get these out. It is tight, but it is perfectly doable. I think the only other person I've seen do this without dropping the subframe had it on a lift. I'm in my driveway on ramps. I will tell you guys, you need an E22 socket to get these the nuts off the studs. There's 2 studs per turbo. There's 1 and 2. And I will tell you guys that on the passenger side, this stud that faces out towards the side of the car, that one is the motherfucker. Because you literally cannot see it. If you come around here and peek up through the wheel well, you can see it just barely enough to see if you've got the socket seated on it before you start going to town. But other than that, you're pretty much using the force. Please be generous with PB Blaster. I sprayed all the studs with PB Blaster or any other equivalent product that you guys prefer. I did not use heat just because there's so little room up there. I didn't want to risk setting this fiberglass insulation on fire. I didn't want to melt part of the wiring harness. I couldn't see where I was putting the flame, so I didn't use it. Once I got the socket seated, all the nuts zipped right off. These are the factory converters. This side has never been off before. The other side, the weld broke and the dealership replaced. They snapped the stud off in the turbo, and this thing was laid up for like 2 weeks at the dealership. How they did that, I don't know. They all came right off for me. But again, this stud right here is probably going to be the trickiest part of the removal. One other thing I want to show you guys, a mistake that I made. You will need probably about, I'd say just to be safe, 2 to 3 feet of extension. And you need a swivel socket. I was using this impact grade one, which got all of the nuts off just fine, except for that one I showed you. There is so little room to work with on that one nut. When you get the socket on it, the end of the socket is literally touching right here. It's touching the floor pan. That's why all this aluminum is gone from this heat shielding. You see the fiberglass. So when you come up here and try to get this fat old impact U-joint on, you can't. You won't be able to seat it in the socket. And then if you try to put it in the socket first and then get the socket on, you won't have room to put the socket on the nut. So what I did, went back to the auto parts store and just got a regular chrome. You see it's a lot more slender. Gave me just that little bit of extra room that I needed to work with. If I haven't said it already, you need an E22, that's external Torx, to get those nuts off. Factory converters are so bulky and they got all that heat shielding around them. It looks like a robot arm cannon. It looks like some shit Barrett would use from Final Fantasy VII. But once you get those off, the aftermarket ones are a lot slimmer. They don't have all that heat shielding on them. You got a lot more room to work with. It will be a lot easier getting the aftermarket ones back in. But I just thought I'd shoot this video and put you guys onto this. Take it for what you will, and good luck out there, and everyone be safe.